Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. This is Picostas. Uh, I'm not used to this video. I'm turning my head. Hold on. There we go. So this is my first live video, and you know, I decided to do one, and talk about my memories of Fort City. Today is the 60th anniversary of the mall. Okay, and it opened on August 12th, 1965. And I had great memories of that. And I'm sure a lot of people have also. So I'll discuss my memories of my teenage years. First, before I get started, let me tell you about my health status real quickly. Yesterday, I went to my sixth chemo session. I spoke to the oncologist. I did the chemo. He told me that your PSA number is going down. At first, it was the highest was 127. That was about 6 weeks ago. Then it went down to 105. Now it's 93. It's going down, 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 down. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. And so I'll wait for 3 more weeks, and that'll be number 7. We'll see how it goes. My oncologist called me on my cell phone. I was having dinner. He called me and told me, Pete, your PSA is 93. I am so proud of you. You're doing fine. Keep up the good work, and we will continue. Okay. A little disappointed because I was going to go for 10 sessions. Now I'm going to go for 12. So an extra 2. So I probably won't be done till December. That's what it looks like. Seems forever. Okay. Enough of that. Now we're going to talk about Fort City. Okay. Uh, right now, like I said before, it opened August 12th. 1965, located at West 76th Street and South Cicero Avenue in the Ashburn neighborhood, or is it West Lawn? It's around there. Before that, it was factories. They built, parts and all that. And the Tucker Car Company was there. If you remember the movie from 1988, I've seen it once. It's a good movie. I should watch it again. They had their company, manufacturing company there. And it didn't last very long. Then when the Korean War came, and then the Ford Motor Company moved in, to build parts. That's where they got the idea for Fort City. So there was tunnels over there, and I think they still exist, as far as I know. Then in 1961, they decided, hey, why don't we build a shopping center? The place is idle. There's a lot of land. It'd be great for the economy, for the neighborhood. Why not? So this man and this other investors, invested that, and then they started constructing. And in 1965, it opened. So the first Tanker store, there were 2. One was J.C. Penney's, which, believe it or not, is still there to this day, and Weebles department store. Remember Weebles? Great store, wonderful store. There were other stores that opened. There was Allison's dress shop. Let's see what else. There was a National Food store. They opened there. That didn't last long. As far as I think it was there until late 60s. Polk Brothers opened there, and then they moved to 81st and Cicero in Burbank. Then also Jewel opened with Turnstile. Turnstile's been around since 1962, I think, and they opened up north, like Foster and Harlem, up on the north side, and then they opened on the south side. And let's see, and then Fort City Cinema opened the following year, May 20, I think, May 27, 1966, something like that. 2 screens, later 3, later 4, and then it moved over there in 1990 to Fort City 14. It's still there. Okay. They had the bowling center. I used to go there all the time. I bowled. I played video games, pinball machine, and they had the free games. So When they showed a red pin in the middle, you called the desk, says red pin, or you would see it like this wave. You got it. And if you hit the red pin and you get it, if you hit a strike, you get a free game. I've hit it about a couple times. I'm okay bowler, not a great bowler. That's the only sport I like. Besides, and pool, I don't like others. Um, I miss bowling in a way. I don't know if I want to go to the bowling alley now at my age. I could try. Maybe one day go to Arena Bowl in Oakland. Why not? I'll try it. Anyway, so I posted a picture yesterday of the grand opening. They had the parking lot was jammed with cars and people. Oh, it was amazing. I wish I was there, but I was 2 years old then, and I lived in another neighborhood. So we moved in a neighborhood in 1974 in Ashburn, and then we heard about Fort City, and we started going shopping there. Me and my mom. She didn't drive that day. We took the Fort City bus, and it was a shuttle bus. It started at 76 in Pulaski. It cost a quarter. I knew the bus driver lived in our neighborhood. I forgot his name. He was a nice man. Sometimes it broke down. It would travel to Fort City Drive, and then go to Costner, and then go to stop at J.C. Penney. Other stops, Weebles, Fort City Cinema, something like that. Other stores opened was John M. Smith, furniture store. I'm trying to think what else. Later on, it became Sears. When Jewel and Turnstile closed, Venture moved in, and it was there for a long time. Child World, Toy Story moved in later. When Weebles closed in 1987, Carson Peary Scott moved in, and it was there for many, many years. My mom shopped there. She loved it. And then she went to Chicago Ridge Mall. That closed. So Carson's is gone. We still miss this store. Yeah, it's a shame. Okay, so yeah, so when I was a kid, sometimes I took the bus or I rode with my mom, but we walked. We walked 4 blocks, as kids. It wasn't that far, but we were young, energetic, not now. And so we did that, and it was fun. Even going to the theater, just to hang out. As a teenager, I had a best time of my life over there. Let me try to think of other stores. Woolworths was there. Harvard House Cafeteria, excuse me. Woolworth Grill that was in the middle. I used to get hamburgers and hot dogs with my friends, or get a snack. Montgomery Ward opened later, I think 75, 76, something like that. They did that. I remember the construction when I was a kid looking at that. Super X Drugs was there. Orange Julius. Oh, so many stores. There were shoe stores, Kinney Shoes, Malling Shoes, Bakers. What else? I can't think of anything. I can't think of the top of my head. When I was a teenager, I applied every store for a job. Everyone, everywhere. All stores. J.C. Penney, Weebles, Baker's Shoes, Kinney Shoes, Woolworths, even Harbor House Cafe. They had a Fort City restaurant. I think Rascal House was there. Everything, nothing. I never got a job. Even Silver X, no, nothing. For my first job. That's saved for another story. I did that on a podcast episode. So I was sort of disillusioned and depressed. But my friends tell me, don't worry about it. Just enjoy your life. Just have fun as a teenager. Okay. So, but I still visit Fort City. I went to the movies, at the cinema. Saw Jaws there. Oh, I talk about that. I still refuse to watch the movie. I'm still scared. The half the time I'd cover my eyes when I saw it. I was 10 years old. Was it 10? 11. I was 11. Well, with my mom and some friends, we went there. I'm surprised she watched it. She didn't bother her, but it was a good movie, but I still get that funny feeling. Saw a lot of movies there. So Superman, 1978, Hooper, a lot of Burt Reynolds movies, Smokey and the Bandit, Bad News Bears. They had midnight shows like Song Remains the Same. I went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was fun. My brother went to Sagamore Racing. I think he did. I'll double check. Uh, so let's see. And then, they opened Fort City East at 76 and Pulaski. They had a theater. I went there. It opened in 1981. And I went to a lot of movies there. That property's still there. It's still there. They had a Wendy's, extra Wendy's. There was a Wendy's there. It's still there. Oh, also when they opened in 1965, the Firestone store was there. They closed about 4 or 5 years ago. They said it was going to return, but they didn't. It was there since the beginning. Now there's a Chick-fil-A. All right. So also there was Fort City Bank. They had the Millionaires Club. That was a restaurant. You ate like a millionaire, but you didn't really spend like one. Okay. So it was an amazing place, and I had amazing times hanging out. Also, there was Peacock Alley. That was on the lower level. It turned into the Connection about 1990, 89, 90, like that. It was still Peacock Alley. I don't know why they changed it, but Peacock Alley was very unusual. Had a lot of stores. They had T-shirt stores. I remember the Nickelodeon Pizzeria. I used to eat pizza down there with my friends or myself. It was great. You would go downstairs and it'll connect you across the street, to 76, to where Turnstile was, or when Sears was there, going through the tunnel. That was fun. It's closed now, so they closed it. The last time I was there was in 1992. They had Moondog's Comicland comic book store. I ordered Superman, the Death of Superman. I still have it. I have the collector's item. I will not sell it. I love it. And I went down there, and that was the last time I went to the Connection, Peacock Alley. Yeah, so they had Just Pants down there. Remember that? So the best part of Fort City, it was great for walking, great for exercise. Probably still is. So then, but more stores open. Charles A. Stevens opened in the 80s. I'm trying to think what else. They had the AT&T phone center. You get your own phone, like a Mickey Mouse phone, or the one on the wall, or a Princess phone, or those trim lines you could connect. Those were cool. It was called the Bell Phone Center. I'm trying to think what else. They had a shoe store downstairs in the Peacock Alley. I remember he was Greek. I remember that. They had Flag Brothers, the shoe store. Remember that? Yeah. One thing I did not mention on the podcast is Christmas time at Fort City. Oh, it was beautiful, beautifully decorated. They had Santa there, and all the kids lined up. I remember seeing that. All the Christmas trees, the lights, and Weebolts decorated. Oh, there's pictures. You've seen pictures on Facebook, and gorgeous, beautiful. Also, at Weebolts, they had the SNH Redemption Center. I believe it was downstairs, and you go down there. I was there for quite a while. I remember going once over there like that. My mom collected green stamps too. She did. A lot of people did. It was fun doing that. Now, no, you don't do that. Let's see what else. You can't think. So, as a teenager, you hung out. You didn't have a care in the world. You could buy things. Also, buy records. They had a record store in Village. It was called Village Records and Tapes or something like it. It was down in Peacock Alley. Weebles had a record department. So did Woolworths. I believe Montgomery Ward had that. JCPenney, I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm talking about that vinyl or cassette or 8-track. I had an 8-track player. I had a record player. I bought a couple. So there were no cell phones. They had payphones. They had payphones there. If you want to call home or get picked up, you can do that. They had the lockers. It was coin operated. They did that. They had those for a long, long time. Also, I forgot to mention John's Garage. That restaurant, that wonderful restaurant where the gas pumps were in front, that opened like in the late 1970s. I went there many times, even before a movie, or if you want to hang out and get some lunch, it was a great place. The food was fantastic. Steak on a stick, French onion soup, great salad bar. Wonderful. We need more people. And they had one in Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg. So that was great. Uh, then they remodeled it in the late 80s, which looks like now. It was okay. Do you remember the fountain with the pennies? Drop the pennies in there. That was cool. So they did that. I was doing well for a while. Then, excuse me, in the mid 90s, everything changed. The neighborhood changed. People left, and it started to deteriorate. It's a shame. It was still all right, but now, if you go right now, it's so barren. It's like a ghost town. I went there a couple of years ago. I walked around. I was okay. There were security guards. You were safe. You were all right. I talked to one of them, very nice men, and I asked them, well, what happened here? Where's all the stores? Oh, they closed. No money. And there were thefts and all that, and that scared away a lot of people. People still shop at JCPenney. But it's almost vacant, pretty much. Like that. Other stores on the other side on 76, like Ross, Old Navy, Marshalls, they're still there, which is good. Let's see what else. So, and the Fort City Drive is like driving on the moon. They torn down the bridge at Central Avenue a long time ago. I remember, and then they just knocked down the bridge at Pulaski Road a couple of years ago. And when I drove by one day, I was like, "Oh, it's so sad. It's gone. It's gone. You can't drive on it." It was Fort Hill. It was right there on Pulaski. We used to play baseball, football, rode our bikes down like that. That's crazy. So now it was announced about a few weeks ago that they're planning to close it and build warehouses there. Now, in my opinion, that's a good idea because you need jobs, and the land would not be empty. It won't be vacant. But some people said on Facebook they want to build houses there. I don't think that's a good idea because there's tunnels there, and it could be yucky stuff. So warehouse sounds good, but a lot of people complain there'll be a lot of truck traffic. I agree on that, but it'll bring jobs, construction jobs, so it'd be good. They haven't decided yet. I don't know if it's final. They would wait, and we might hear something very soon, and they will start constructing or demolishing probably next year, and then be ready in a couple of years. I don't know what's going to happen to JCPenney because it's been there since the beginning, and there was a rumor they might move it to the Chicago Ridge Mall where Sears is, maybe, or they'll just move it elsewhere in the mall. I don't know. We'll see. They haven't decided. So that's a shame. So today, kids don't go to malls much. They have their phones to shop, which is pretty sad. Right? I like to go. You go in person. If it's clothes, you want to try them on. Like not ordering online. Suppose they don't fit and you have to send it back. That's a hassle. You go to the store and you exchange it like that. I never buy clothes online. So we'll see what happens to JCPenney. Okay. So if you want to listen to the podcast I did on Sunday, it's available. It's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories. Excuse me. So you can listen, or you can listen on Spotify, the apps, Apple Podcasts. You can listen to those on a tablet or phone, CarPlay. You can stream it. You can stream Spotify on your TV. You can do that. Okay. And So I decided to do a live video about this. I was going to plan a video to put pictures and all that, but that's too much work. So I figured, why don't I do a live video and discuss it? Okay. So that was fun. So that's it. That is my memories of Ford City. I'm sure I forgot a few things, but I probably covered it on the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves listening to me and seeing me in person. I don't do this. I redo this rarely. It's very seldom. So, all right. So I might do another video down the road. We'll see about that. All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this wonderful trip down memory lane for Ford City. And today is the 60th anniversary of the grand opening. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you soon. And please follow me on Banner Chicagoland. I have a group. You can join the group. You can follow my page. It's on Facebook. I'm also on X, other social media accounts, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. I'm all there. I'm everywhere. So this is Speaker Silence, and I as your host of this wonderful video. Everyone have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. And that's the end of that. Okay. Bye for now.